Hey guys, this is Wanda, the traveling Dutch chick, coming right at you from beautiful Costa Rica. In today's video, we're going to discuss dating in Costa Rica. What's it like to date a Tica or a Tico? What cultural differences do we encounter? I actually have dated, in my previous relationship, I was with a Tico for 8 years, and my current partner is Tico as well. We've been together now for 5.5 years, so definitely got some material for you there. If you're new to this channel, I'm a Dutch expat and I've been living in Costa Rica for the last 16 years. If you want to keep up to date on anything Costa Rica related, be sure to subscribe to my channel and click that little bell icon so you receive a notification every time I upload a new video. Now you guys, let's get into it. Dating in Costa Rica. I mean, intercultural relationships to me are always a lot of fun. How interesting, right? But of course you gotta be, careful, because you're dealing with two people that come from completely different backgrounds, different views, different practices, different habits. So it can also be challenging at times, of course. Now, dating somebody from Costa Rica, let's point out the cultural differences, what I really like, and also what's challenging for me. First up, it's very good to know that Costa Rica is a very Catholic country, okay? It's still very traditional, and family is by far the number one thing. Not career, not friends. Family will always stand above everything. They're very close, they see each other all the time. What I like about it, for me, I really feel like I'm part of this tight community. In the Netherlands, we're colder. We leave home at 17 or 18. I left when I was 17 to go to college. I didn't even go back in the weekends because it was too far. And we strive to be out on our own and be independent, whereas here they want to stay with the family as long as possible, and most people stay in their house until they get married. So it's very normal to see a 20-year-old, a 30-year-old, or sometimes even a 40-year-old still live at home, whereas, where I come from, you don't want to date somebody that still lives with mom. Whereas here it's completely normal. So keep that in mind. Don't write off anybody just because they live at home, because that's just, more common here. The majority, that is. Not everybody does that, but the majority will stay at home. And then when they move out, they will call their parents or their family several times a week, if not daily. I find that it's lovely. I personally have warmed up more while living here in 16 years, and I actually personally find the Netherlands to be too cold. Literally, it is cold, but also people are cold. So, but just know, it takes a little bit getting used to, because sometimes it might feel a little too much, but try to see the positive of it. Then when you will be dating a Tica or a Tico, what you're going to encounter is that Ticos are not very confrontational. They hate confrontation, actually. They'll beat around the bush a lot, and they don't come up for themselves. And that, to me, is still a little bit difficult after 16 years. And so we all know that in Costa Rica, things move a little bit at a slower pace. There's less efficiency. I don't care. I mean, you accept it. You're not home. Obviously, you move for a reason. And there's just one thing that I can't seem to get over, and that is banking in Costa Rica. It is still very frustrating to me. I don't care if I need to go to Migración, that is immigration, or ICE, or whatever it is that is also very slow and inefficient and bureaucratic. It's when I have to do banking in Costa Rica. That is my weakness. I still can't deal with it, because you see, I own several businesses in Costa Rica, so I have to deal with a lot of banking. Before I didn't. Everything was fine. But since I have my businesses, it is just frustrating for me, because first of all banks in Costa Rica are packed, absolutely packed. People waiting in line to do the most basic transactions that here can't be done online. So I showed my partner in the Netherlands, the banks, they're empty. There's only one person to help the few people that physically want to go to the bank, and then still they'll be helped with a computer screen to do it online. So, but I can get used to that, that's fine. It's just the banks here make a lot of mistakes, or maybe I'm unlucky, I don't know. I've had several situations where they make mistakes and they don't own up for their mistakes. Sometimes it's even as bad as you not being able to access your own money. Sometimes it's due to earthquakes. Or I had fraud committed on my business card. I had a lot of chargers from India, and obviously they weren't mine. And so they're supposed to block the card. That's what I came in for, and they didn't. So the fraudulent charges continued, and then when you say something to them, you know you have to do it in a nice, calm way, because if you raise your voice or you're too aggressive, they will not help you at all. So it's what do they say? It's better to catch honey with flies than with vinegar. So even if you're calm and respectful, and I always try to, if you were me, wouldn't you be frustrated if this and this happened, and wouldn't you want a solution, and wouldn't you want understanding? Because that's the thing, you don't get an apology, you don't get understanding, you actually get a person that is annoyed with you, and I find that extremely difficult every time. And so if I talk to my partner about it, he'll say he'll understand, but at the same time he's used to it. This is how it has been his entire life, right? And you see that around you. Of course, everybody has to deal with the bureaucratic and the non-existent customer service, but yeah, people just take it for what it is, and they don't come up for themselves in no matter what scenario. Like, I can be at a supermarket waiting to get cheese, and somebody cuts in line, whether it was on purpose or not. The next person in line will not say, oh, it was my turn. So I say, oh, I think that lady was first. And then that lady's all like, oh, I'm fine, don't say anything. I'm just trying to help. So anyhow, banking in Costa Rica, to me, it is still, after 16 years, it's difficult. Then talking about beating around the bush, what my friends tell me, so there's a lot of dating apps here, Tinder, Bumble, I mean, you name it. People are on it here, and I have more female friends than male friends, so I have more experience with the stories of my female friends, and they tell me that ticos type a lot and very long and very unnecessary information. And so they beat around the bush. They're not like, hey, so you want to meet for coffee? And so I have a couple of friends. One is from Serbia, one is from Germany, Poland, Spain, and they're just like, oh, okay, are you interested or not? Let's do this or let's not. And so, like, my Spanish friend actually always thought, oh, I guess they're not interested if they don't ask me out on a date. But then again, why would they keep typing? You know, is it a politeness thing, or because why waste your time if you're not interested? But we figured it out. It's just, they beat around the bush, so that you get a lot of hola, ¿cómo está? Instead of like, hey, okay, I'm enjoying my talk with you, you want to meet up for coffee. So my friends are now taking control, and they're just saying, hey, do you want to meet up for coffee? They say yes, great. They say no, moving on to the next, a little bit more efficient. But it's, good to know for you people out there that are just gonna do some online dating. Don't feel bad if nobody's inviting you. They're just not as assertive, and they like to beat around the bush. So no worries. Now, I do have some advice for future expats or current expats here in Costa Rica. If you're gonna date a tica or a tico, let's not waste any time constantly comparing your country to Costa Rica and how in your country this is better and this goes faster and this goes like, you can imagine nobody is interested in constantly hearing that. It's of course okay here and there, but I've seen a lot of relationships break up because for that reason they constantly fight, and lack of understanding of each other's different points of views and what they're used to. So either you accept from the start, like, okay, they have a different view on this, or you don't, and then don't be together. Because it can cause a lot of fights. And I mean, we all moved to Costa Rica because, well, for me, I think it is absolutely fabulous. It is paradise. I love the fact that I mean, I feel like I'm always on vacation. Be careful though, because some come with expectations that life is like a big vacation. It's not like that, but life is what you make of it, and I feel grateful every day except when I'm at the bank for being here. That reminds me what's funny too. So I think Costa Rica has the most amazing nature of all the countries I've been to, and I've been to over 40 different countries. I think Costa Rica is absolutely paradise with its rainforest and cloud forest and mountains and volcanoes, and I love waterfalls. Waterfalls make me happy. Oh, and the wildlife, but anyhow, waterfalls. So, and I travel a lot within Costa Rica, and by the way, ticos from San Jose don't actually travel that much within their own country. I found that interesting. I'm actually the one that is showing my partner most of the country. So anyhow, I love waterfalls. And then you know, when we're somewhere, I'm also like, I'm an outgoing person. I like to share experiences, and when I see something exciting, I need to share it. And then I'm like, oh my god, babe, look at this waterfall, isn't it amazing? And I'm like dying over like amazement, and he's like, yes babe, it's beautiful, because of course to him it's normal. When he grew up, he was around waterfalls all the time. So yeah, and he likes, ironically enough, he likes Europe. He actually went to college in both Spain and in Germany, and he's amazed by the architecture and the buildings, because that's what they don't have here, right? So yeah, it's always fun. I love intercultural relationships, and it just keeps things interesting, but just be sure to always respect each other's backgrounds. That makes life a lot easier. I love being part of this warm family, and I feel like they've got my back. Like if anything were to happen to me here in Costa Rica, oh, I know they've got my back. It also helps that the older brother actually has a law firm, so literally they'll have my back. So yeah, other than that, one tip for the men, like some ticas, the women here are extremely jealous and controlling, so make sure you stay clear. There's enough lovely wonderful ticas, but some get a little jealous and controlling, and there's a lot of screaming, so watch out for those. Alright you guys, I hope you found this video helpful or interesting. I love sharing. I appreciate you watching. Please subscribe if you want anything similar to this, information, education from Costa Rica. Please subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video. Ciao!